Well, this is Cuse Countdown, and it's about Syracuse basketball, but it's also about you, the fan. So now it's time for the inaugural edition of the Cuse Countdown Mailbag. We have David and Eric to answer you, the fans, mail and email. And so we have right here, they've written into me, and guys, I'm going to ask you a question straight from the fans. And so first, it's Matt Fink from Fayetteville, New York. He writes, I've been watching Syracuse all season long, and Kris Joseph is an absolute beast. Shouldn't he be starting over Rick Jackson?
Matt, this one's a very tough call, but I'm going to have to say no. I do not believe that Kris Joseph should be starting over Rick Jackson. Jackson's defense is way too valuable. He clogs up the lane. He's a great rebounder. And then when you pair him with AO, you have two big guys down low. So it's very important for the Cuse to have that defense in there. And then also in games against Seton Hall and North Carolina, SU did a great job keeping those guys out on the perimeter and forced them to tape long jumpers and a lot of three-pointers that they didn't connect on. I mean, Jeremy Hazel, he was chucking up threes from the popcorn stand. So the defense is very important for the Orange.
Guys, we have more mail. We'll get to it right now. Stan Schnee of Syracuse, New York writes, Eric, Wes Johnson is one of the best players in the country. Is he as important to Cuse as Lance Stephenson is to Cincinnati?
Wes Johnson is more important to Cuse because the Cuse is more important. Right now, they're a contender for the Final Four or even national championship. Not so much so for Stephenson. Cincinnati is just a bubble team. You know, Wes is really more important, also averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds this season. Stephenson only 8 points off the bench in the Notre Dame game. So Wes way more important for the Orange.
Well, Eric, again for you, and I don't know, maybe they like you better than David here. It seems like you're answering their questions well. Dave Nixon from Camillus, New York writes, Eric, I'm disappointed in Andy Rautins. Will he turn around against Cincinnati?
Well, I think he might. He's a very inconsistent player. So, you know, he's been cold a few games. Maybe he's hot. Now, with Rautins, the problem this year is he's not. What he needs to do is as soon as he gets the ball, he needs to take the shot, have himself set up already at the perimeter. A lot of players on Syracuse like to drive, and they do it successfully. I think Rautins is watching them. It's changing his game. He cannot be driving. They don't commit turnovers. He needs to get the ball, take the shot immediately. That's how his game will work. He needs to start doing that.
Well, we do have more mail, but unfortunately, we've run out of time. So we'll hold your letters till next week, and we'll try to get answered then. But it's come time in the program now. We're running out of time, and you know sometimes everything in the game comes down to one player, one play. So in this instance, Syracuse versus Cincinnati, what's your X factor in this game?
My X factor is Kris Joseph. He's averaging 17 points a game over the last 4 games. He's great coming off the bench for the Orange. He's been relied upon them so far. And for Cincinnati, if they can find a way to stop Joseph or he's invisible, Orange are going to have a big problem adjusting.
I'm going with the SU big men, Arinze Onuaku and Rick Jackson on this one, and the reason is simple. Cincy is one of the top 5 rebounding teams in the Big East. They need to keep Yancey Gates off the boards, and if the big men can do a good job rebounding, it will give the SU defense a better chance to shut down the Cincy offense and also give them more opportunities on offense as well.